We made it.
Hello.
Ladies and gentlemen, roosters and hens and everything else in between. Cock Talk is officially late, but we're back.
No, we're just right on time. 15 minutes early.
As always, I am MBF Express Tyler with the Coop Collective. We are in full force tonight with our producer at Grateful Coops, Josh, who thought he had everything set up, but didn't. But thank you anyway for your hard
scenario.
work. We have the man with the theories and the data as of late.
A little bit.
Blake at Waddle Waddle Racing Coop, and our silent partner, no longer silent, Dad is here with us tonight. Dave at
Rocking the
Racing.
dad stash and all.
Yeah. We've been talking for 45 minutes, so I know how everyone's doing, but how's everyone doing?
Fantastic. Like always.
Great.
Dave,
I'm here.
how's the stash hanging?
Looks better than Josh's now.
Keeping the
Sorry,
lip
Josh.
warm.
All right. So,
Well,
as we always get started here.
what
maybe a
happened? Did
little
anything
bit of-
happen with you guys this week? Getting any races?
Yeah, I got one.
Did anybody get in their first race this week?
Hey, yeah.
I almost got scammed.
Me too.
You did.
I came closer.
I was mad that I didn't almost get scammed.
Josh was angry.
Josh's like, why won't someone scam me?
Why didn't they like me enough to scam me?
Why didn't I get invited to the party? What the fuck? Excuse me.
Someone's giving out free chickens.
It's the children's show, Josh.
There goes our rating.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The dev that has never contacted me and all of a sudden wanted to do some promotional video. Of course that's real, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
There was my head.
Yeah.
And he really wanted to screen share. So
They tried it again too with a different mod in the chat. I thought
With Kelton or Keltron.
as a mod who's
Anything
never
else
made a
like
comment.
Yeah.
it's like ridiculous.
Yeah.
Then going back and reading that DM again, just like so many flags. After slowing down and reading it
So many
again, it's
flags.
like you'll get your own chicken NFT. Like, why would they say chicken NFT?
That, you know what? I wrote on my MBF Express account, I wrote a thread on it. Crypto Poppy was like, you probably should write a thread as that's a new one. And it wasn't even a well done one. It was so ridiculous. But in retrospect, I should have saw the red flags earlier, but I just didn't because as Andrew says in the chat, I'm a boomer. And I just,
okay, boomer.
and I just, was a dummy and was like, ooh, I want to help out. Yeah, this would be great. Then, of course, a chicken NFT is like, no one's done that before. Anyway, so
And when the guy's first question is, do you own any chickens?
yeah,
I'm like,
that was it. That was
so
the
you
moment.
don't know who I am.
I was like, do I own? I was like, I have 23. He goes, oh, you have 23? I was like, yeah, don't you know that?
You would know this.
So yeah, just stay vigilant and turn off your DMs. I did. Sorry, guys. DM message me in the chicken derby chat or the Coop Collective chat if you really need me. But until then, some chicken races this week. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jackie
Yeah.
Daytona got into a race.
Couple different sessions.
Well,
Aussie's
most of
got
Jackie got into a race.
What's that?
Most of Jackie got into a race.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
was defanged. Not very happy about that.
Oh no.
She'll find a right spot.
Oh, the D-gens are out in full swing. Don't look at the Broncos score, Tyler.
Yeah, I just did.
Oh,
Damn you,
Goodness.
Broncos and Teddy. What's wrong with me? All right.
Well, yeah, so
Well,
we all
okay.
got into some more races, and as every week that we always do, we will go over the CJ Butterman's floor update. And again, big shout out to him. He grinds hard every day to put this thing out, and
This is gonna be ugly, huh?
yeah, it's it was looking like the ship was getting righted there for a little while, and now it seems to be back into that similar lull that we've been used to, which is fine by me. It just gives me more time to load up.
Yeah, we had a fair amount of larger accounts that saw, an opportunity, and every single time it got close to 0.05, they just went ahead and dumped a few again. So I get it. It's not like I don't care about any single coop leaving this game, even if Cuppy and every chicken that you have left this game. I don't care. There is too many chickens, and if 33,000, there's too many to care about that.
Right.
It's just a new entry point. So in the end, this is still pretty healthy because it gives people a chance to get in. The only thing that's a bummer is when you start seeing all these beautiful prices and you can't even move, striped sultans and royal violets. It starts getting a little crazy, but that's
Yeah.
okay because it's a great spot for new people to jump in, but they don't really want to jump in because we keep seeing new people coming to the chat. They go, "Can I race?" And we go, "No, not until closed beta opens up, and that's going to be a minute." So
The big one that I've noticed is the very rare floor. The black holes and the royals have dramatically dipped, and it's just that no one's buying them right now. It's rough out there.
Yeah, it's going to come back. I mean, at the end of the day, we're waiting on it to once public racing is open, these chickens are going to skyrocket. So like you said,
this is so funny to me. Like these floors are just kind of like all over the place. Like, yeah,
it's a good time to buy some Christmas birds.
Mm-hmm.
Get somebody else into the game. I saw a post of somebody was doing that today for a couple of family members.
Yeah, and our buddy Pete, the Pete that I'm not as angry at.
Is it damn it,
not Mr. Pete?
Not Mr. Pete. Crypto.
It's regular Pete.
It's not damn it.
Don't
Pete.
take kindly to that, Mr.
Crypto
Pete.
could still fall a ton. Crypto has been a little strange. We've been in a stage where we're kind of looking at it, and some people are saying, "All right, this has a bullish pattern," and even as it drops, we're still in a bit of a bullish market. But now there's a possibility that it doesn't hold on; it could keep falling again. So everyone is in a bit of just a standstill, and I get it. Especially when they're thinking about loading up on some of the big time blue chip projects that are already rolling, and this one's going to sleep on some people, and I get it. It really is going to sleep on some people until it doesn't. Just like Apex keeps saying, gradually, then suddenly.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm just hanging out. With my birds.
So it's a great time to tell your friends about chickens.
Oh, definitely.
Well,
if not, tell them they're going to miss out in a few months.
Yeah, I would just say I don't know why, but like my gut is just like once the new year starts, I don't know, it could be crazy.
Yeah, I think around March is when we're going to start to see real crazy start to happen.
Yeah, Sambo said best way to onboard is just give people more chickens.
There you
Josh
go.
had TJ Miller in studio and didn't give him a chicken.
I heard that
wrong with
ABC's giving away 4 chickens.
Just the engineer.
Yeah, ABC is giving away some chickens. I think that ends this morning. Not this morning, but for them it'll be afternoon. But I think in like maybe 6 or 7 hours. So yeah, if you haven't joined up,
get yourself signed up. You get in automatically put into that giveaway, and if you subscribe, I'm pretty sure you get entered into like 4 total or something like that.
Yeah, free chickens, and they just show up in your wallet, which is awesome because that's the way don't hit any buttons or anything. So. Yeah, show them some love. 6 hours time.
Sambo says.
Show them
6
some
hours.
Hopefully, I put the right wallet on there.
They'll find you. I put the
Didn't
scammers.
Sambo say last week that someone put his wallet on there?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that was because they didn't have their own wallet.
It was Mr. Pete.
He's like, mail it to me.
He's just trying to ruin more giveaways.
I'm gonna put Sambo's wallet and then have him mail it to me. Just mail me the bird.
Yeah, what's the shipping on this?
Yeah.
I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall to hear the conversation between Sambo and Mr. Pete.
Yeah.
After that bird giveaway last week.
Some Aussie slang would have come out.
That would have been a good one.
Excellent.
So yeah, we I guess it's that time in the show where we'll pause 30 seconds for some caramel collective shilling.
Hey, yeah, you.
Hey, yeah, you. I'm talking to you. Do you see that smooth caramel being made right there? I usually don't do this, but this project I found is going to the moon. If you're not bullish on Shotwell Candy Company, baby, you're not gonna make it. Shotwell Candy Company. Eat caramel, be awesome. Cock Talk 20. Do it.
Yeah, enter CockTalk20 at shotwellcandy.com and get yourself 20% off.
Do it.
Any order of caramel or toffee.
Damn it, Bridgewater. Let's go. Sorry. Okay. we're back.
Perfect Christmas
Keep your
present.
degenerate self out of this, Tyler.
Touchdown!
Get your
Teddy two
Get your
gloves.
football out of here.
Hopefully it was to Sutton so I
Your
can get
American
me
football
another
outta
SBS card.
Javante.
Realize most of the world doesn't care about that sport.
Most of the world doesn't care about. I don't care about the most of the world. Actually, do. Okay, moving on. I love
think
the world.
London would disagree.
Listen, we kick the ball to start the game. Football.
Discount code is CockTalk20, Peter. Is that a third Peter?
No more Pete's.
All the Pete's jumping in.
No more Pete's. Well, there is a Peter. He has the
official ER.
Yeah. He has the monopoly on the ER. So
all
right,
yeah,
dev blog.
The dev blog, not really as juicy as normal, but it's mostly just going over the resolutions that they've had and the stuff that's been in progress. And I'm assuming that, a lot more of this stuff has been taken down. And I guess we could pull up the Trello board, but we won't get into that. But yeah, development continues to move forward like the proverbial squirrel in Manhattan.
I don't understand the proverbial squirrel in Manhattan.
Always
Is that an
moving.
American reference?
Always moving.
Always moving and trying to murder somebody.
I think they have rats. More rats in Manhattan than squirrels.
I don't
Surveillance
associate squirrels
mostly.
with New York City.
Proverbial rat in Manhattan.
Maybe. Their main focus has been to fix the critical bugs that have been discovered in last week's beta races. These are bugs which make the racing very problematic and could cause system crashes. The critical bugs and their status are: the races not starting at their scheduled times has been resolved. The races generating multiple sets of results is resolved, so no more same bird race 6-7 times. So it was kind of, like I said, that was quite an awesome and nice experience to be able to just see that happen 6 times with those races last week.
Mm-hmm.
You can check that out on the last episode. Actually, and while you're here, if you're new here, like and subscribe to the show. But yeah, the chicken data not updating correctly after the races. Able to enter the same chicken into a race twice. That may have been on them originally because I think I saw some of their races where they had double birds.
Mm-hmm.
Chickens with the wrong pecking order able to enter a race.
Same with their birds.
Yeah. When entering a race, being told you have eligible chickens when you do. I'm assuming that says when you don't
Yeah.
have eligible chickens, because that happens still a lot.
Yeah, I ran into that a few times and had
Yeah.
to keep reloading. I know other people just switched back and forth from scheduled and scheduled races, and I think enter a race is the other one. So and that kind of like reset it a couple times. But yeah, I eventually got into 2 races, but I had to like reload the whole system to do it.
Able to enter a chicken into multiple races. The in progress stuff, my coop showing other users chickens or no chickens, that's no fun. Chickens crossing the finish line first but not finishing first. I think that's still ongoing. We'll get into that one here in a little bit. That's chickens running backwards in races. Yes, they do moonwalk. As
Moonwalking chickens.
There's been some discussion on whether that should actually be fixed. What do you guys think?
Yes.
If it doesn't happen to your bird, it's kind of funny.
I'm
Yeah,
usually
but
here
the
for
first
this,
time it happens to you.
I mean, at the
absolutely,
end of
I
the
want
day,
that.
there's going to be talents that are going to hit our birds. So why not have a couple moonwalk that don't get hit by talents?
Makes
Let's
that
not
a
do-
talent in the future that instead of the cold snap spell, it casts the moonwalk
Again,
spell.
Let's not do a retire your chicken segment here.
Oh,
Let's
God,
keep
no.
this moving.
No, I'm just saying, if it doesn't happen to your bird, it's
Yeah.
pretty funny.
It's fair.
Everything's funny till it happens to you.
It's like when you see kids acting rotten on the internet. You're like, that's hilarious, and then yours throws macaroni in your face. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Still hilarious.
So they've resolved a lot, but there's still a lot of stuff that's remaining. Internally, they've been able to run several successful races, but still encounter some issues. We update our public Trello board as often as we can. if you're curious of our development status, please check it out. And they got a link right there in the announcements. With all that being said, we'll be doing some private races. Yep, that was already taking place. Yeah. So those races were... What time did those happen?
They happened exactly at this time that the dev blog came out.
That's right. Yep.
They were Friday afternoon for us.
1 o'clock, right at about 1 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Yeah, Jackie got into that one. That bunch.
Yes.
And then I ran into a whole bunch of the loading screen issue where it just sat there and spun, and then I'd refresh the page and I'd see that a race loaded, but I couldn't get to it because it was still loading, and then, yeah.
Yeah. I was trying to be too picky by picking the birds I wanted specifically for the track, and I almost wish that once you clicked it, that it would reserve your spot and then allow you to pick the birds. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that might matter, down the line, because we were talking about that a couple episodes ago. Is that you're going to be hawking for the exact terrain and distance you want, and if like you got to scroll all the way to the bottom to get your bird, you might not get in. So
there's all those sorting filters as well. They got to be put to use somehow. You know, also when there's 24/7 races, you're going to have
that's the thing.
More of a chance.
When you know what bird you want, you can set it to the exact perfection, the heritage and everything, and then go to the race page and pick your
assuming you have more than 5 seconds.
Yeah. Also,
right. That's my point.
We're all talking about, all the birds we have. A lot of people are going to have just a handful of birds, and it's just all right there. So, this is first world problem.
But there's also people that have way more than us combined, too.
Right.
So imagine the 100+ coops, right?
We could have a super coop.
Again, I think the best way to do it is to reserve your spot. Once you pick your bird, then it randomly assigns the lane.
The tricky part
I don't know how hard that is.
Until you've signed the contract, you kind of don't have your place.
Well, that's what you
fair
could.
too,
Why don't you just sign the contract first and then pick your bird?
Because that bird is part of the
contract.
Yeah,
that's a line in the contract.
That's the contract. Like that is you.
Well,
in the contract
a lot of this will be sorted out as well once the actual POs come into play, because they'll only show you the eligible birds. So
that's true.
Right.
It will be a little bit easier. The people with huge coops, they're just going to have to. Maybe the best way might just be, once things are wide open, to just have multiple wallets that you can,
to have a racing wallet or something with the 5 you're planning on using that day might make your life easier. But right now, because we're whitelisted to a specific wallet, it kind of,
you can just filter them out though and just show those 5 birds that you want to race, right?
Yeah, and like Nathaniel
for sure.
Cohen just said, I'll be making a wallet for each heritage.
Right.
I mean, that's what I was thinking. That's where my brain went right away. It was just split them up 4 ways, and
it's peak mayhem right now, right? There's 1,000 people trying to get into one race at a time.
The paid races though did take a little bit longer to fill. I know that the one that Happy Birthday got in sat there for a few minutes.
Still never saw it,
but the other ones were.
I think that was a stuck. I think it was stuck. I don't know if anybody.
It may have been. I didn't try to enter, so.
Because the one
I saw 6 of 8 for a while. I wasn't sure if I got in. Yeah,
and that was the only one that I really saw that was sitting there with X amount of birds. That normally, when it would stuck, it would go into the pending races. But I don't know.
That might just be something to do with actually being. I believe that was the first paid race that they did.
Yeah.
So
it was
that may have just
$13.
been an issue there.
I don't know if people were really wanting to risk money. I thought it would just taken a few minutes to fill.
Right.
I don't know who's getting scared off by $13. But
no, but at the end of the day, when there's
Tyler.
free races out there, I think people are trying to shoot for those free ones. Why there's free, why they can.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
I want to gamble. Come on,
free
Teddy.
money. Free money is the best ROI.
Come on, 2 gloves.
Ask Happy Birthday.
No,
you should.
So the devs, they did the Aussies a solid, and they did races at 3:55 a.m. my time, and they got about 10 races in, and excuse me, mixing free and paid, and the races are closed. So apparently everything went well in those races. They identified some more issues. They're still awaiting some payouts for some prize money to some people, and they're working on that. And
Blake needs his $3. He told us for the show.
Still, and we'll begin working on those problems this weekend. These updates should solve the issue with backwards running chickens, large leads. And so, yeah, they plan to, next time we see races, we should, hopefully see some tighter races.
I did see in one of the channels that Apex did say there are still some issues with paying out some of those races. So if anybody's listening that didn't get paid, they're aware. They're still
Aren't you still waiting?
Yeah, contact that Waddle Racing team for payouts.
Don't worry. Blake will send them somebody else's wallet
I'll send
address.
you my wallet address and anything. I'll send it over to Apex for you guys.
Yeah, you just have to do a live interview for promotional needs, and Blake will take yours.
Yes. Yeah, we're going to need your seed phrase.
Yeah. We're going to have to do
all that.
Video chat, though. I'm going to have to see your face.
Yeah, of course. I do think, though, like reading the comments from the last session, it's starting to sound like the stability problems are getting fixed.
Mm-hmm. And they ran all 10 races.
Yeah. And if they're getting to the point of like, hey, we're going to fix, the running backwards and the winning but not winning thing are terrible visual bugs. Like, I won't sugarcoat that, but they are visual bugs. They're not stability issues.
Yeah, I think even on the Trello board, you saw that those are labeled as either low or medium, and I think the one where the bird gets way out in front isn't even on the docket yet. It's literally on 2B.
Well, that may be resolved with the birds running closer together in the pack.
Yeah, I think it's the same concept. Yeah.
Yeah.
But obviously, you got to get the deeper.
We quit talking about it and show some races. I'm ready to see some races.
Yeah, Josh, how we doing there? You feel confident now that we're going to get this up?
Yeah, I got to make a quick tweak here.
Another tweak, guys.
Tweaks are dangerous.
Remember.
Shotwell
Candy.
Can't see
it. Where'd Tyler go?
Damn it.
Yeah,
there we go.
There it is.
One of these days we're going to figure this out. Whoop. Stop moving.
Order now for Christmas. You're running out of shopping days.
Happy birthday, caramels.
Shotwellcandy.com.
Craft beer and pretzel. It's a great flavor.
That's my favorite.
Yeah.
That is by far my favorite.
I still like the pecan bourbon.
Pecan.
So this first race.
Craft beer and pretzel.
160 meter on track. The South Korea juvenile race. We've got some decent looking chooks in here. I see a Sultan with the gold comb wattle and alien eyes, a couple Saramas, a couple lizard eyes, or not alien eyes, excuse me, a couple lizard eyes, and then the black chicken down there, white beak. Yeah.
Tell us when you're going to start.
I am about to start right meow.
All right. Yeah, this one has some firepower in it. I like that little. You see how the leaderboard kind of like swipes in now.
Yeah.
It's like there's little things. Someone came into the chat earlier and said, like, is this what it's going to look like at the end? Dude. And it's like, no, not even close.
Look at that. No, this is why the naming part was stupid. An alien head, and who's in first? What is that?
Egg.
An egg? An egg emoji?
Dumb.
Egg emoji in first place.
Gotta go.
Lead. I like it.
Yeah. Go on, egg emoji.
I'm going to give a reason why that has to go, because I can't search for that bird. If I want to look up the stats on that bird, I can't search egg emoji.
You could learn how to type
put emoji.
This boomer doesn't know how to use an emoji.
Depends on what phone you have.
Can't even search an emoji.
Listen, I understand doing this on a flip phone is difficult, Blake, but
what about from my laptop? How the hell do you do an egg emoji on your laptop?
Oh no,
emojis haven't made it to Oklahoma yet.
You're not doing yourself favors.
It is jumpy Sambo, I know. My computer can't handle all this stuff going on, apparently.
That's a bummer, because we were 40 minutes late. They tried to make sure this wouldn't happen.
I'm aware. Thanks for reminding me, ass.
Just turning the knife.
Here they come. Oh no!
Someone tell me when the race gets exciting.
Egg
it's getting exciting.
Egg just hit the
30 meters.
The treadmill.
Yeah. Yep. Black chicken's coming.
And here he comes. Here comes Sir Surma.
I don't know if I can do any more of these.
Sursma Gomez.
It's too jumpy.
Oh, but look at that. I do love, they do a lot of this, that at the back end,
alien
that
head.
one chicken surges and takes the win.
Yeah.
Sursma.
Sursma Gomez.
I'm pretty sure I remember that person just got jumpy on naming day and just had a typo and then literally came in the chat was like, oh, I typoed Sarah Gomez. Surma.
And it's forever.
Mm-hmm. Or maybe not. Probably.
She won.
Yep, that's all that matters.
Yeah. And then
little egg emoji there.
It doesn't even come up as an egg on my computer.
Sursma.
Are you just getting like an empty square?
It's just blank. It's just a blank screen, like a blank. That's so dumb.
What's life like in 1998? I forget.
Hey, my computer is playing the videos. It's not jumping around.
That's
So
fair.
just because it doesn't show a damn egg emoji, it works. Just had to blow the dust off.
Hit semicolon on the PC to add emojis from Sambo. Even the middle of nowhere, Australia, he knows how to do emojis.
I will never search for that bird.
Well, since Sambo's in the chat, I guess we'll try one more race and see how this one goes.
Yeah, this was a
Which one's this one?
this was something that was encouraging for our Sarama holders, and we've had and in the early going we had some people a little upset that Saramas weren't doing well, but don't worry too much yet. Blake and I were talking about just about how much data we really need before we can start making any type of understanding here, and we're still quite a long way away before we can start worrying about the data and whatnot. But you know, Josh, this might be the main reason for us to get Twitch rolling and there, because maybe
it's
that's
going to do it on that too. It's the machine I'm running it on. It's not the stream itself.
Time to open a new laptop for Josh Donation Fund.
Yeah, I'll be taking PC Tower donations with
instead of buy me a coffee, buy me a
processors.
laptop.
Buy me it. No.
If you can't stand these videos for the price of a coffee a day, you can make Josh not want to kill us.
It's terrible.
We'll no longer be
pissed.
ungrateful coops.
I'm mad. I can't do that. And I'm sure you guys can't either. That's annoying. I'm not the only one that's had issues doing this, though. I know some people in the chat were having problems recording their chickens racing. I don't know. I'm assuming it's a machine issue, and I've got too many things going on. Live stream, video.
So where's Cosmopolitan at? I don't see him anywhere.
5th place.
Come on, buddy. Up. Falling behind. What is that? 160?
It's terrible.
Sean and Dell sponsorships. Yeah. Dude, you get the Dell.
Well, that's the other thing I don't understand. I can play the shot wheel spot just fine, but this doesn't do anything.
Have you tried to play it live from the website instead of your? Yeah,
of course.
Okay.
I wouldn't have went through all the trouble of recording them on my phone and saving them as a video and
That's what we tried last week. Last week.
I know. I'm saying today, if that worked better
Yeah, it didn't.
Oh, was this one of the chickens that couldn't break the line?
Yeah.
Moonwalking.
That a boy
Finished but not
Sandal
finished.
getting that W.
Doom, doom.
Well, that other bird just treadmills.
Oh, these are going to be so much more fun. They really are. I mean, we're still having fun watching them. I'm still enjoying it. Even though they're getting a little predictable now that we know that they're all going to come down to like a like last little, surge at the end. But
the last 20 meters.
Yeah.
I have seen a couple wire to wires though. There have been birds now that have held on to win
that's good.
after the fast start. So it's not a death sentence.
That's good. Yeah, mix it up a little bit.
I'm going to try one more just because it was the funniest race out there.
Yeah, see how it goes. Bob Witt wants us to give a little shout out to his boy Cody. He got his first chicken. That's awesome. Let's keep them coming.
Absolutely.
This is the perfect time of the year to get those first chickens to people, and the pricing, especially with the little drop in ETH, is looking like we got a shot for it. So
only 20 shopping days till Christmas.
Jumpy and he's still lightning fast. Look at this candy.
Which one is it? This one I'm in?
Yeah, this is what
my
kicks in.
God.
He's moving like
This
10
chicken
meters
ran
at every
this.
jump.
This chicken ran a 200 meter in 30 seconds. That's a world record, I'd imagine.
Well, the one good thing is it won't be very choppy because we're just going to be looking at a blank screen for about a minute and a half.
that's very true.
He's broken the frame rate.
I can fast forward it though. That's what's.
I have chicken 3344 in this race.
There it is.
Unnamed.
28 seconds, by the way.
Yeah.
28 seconds to 200 meters.
So whoever owns that chicken should probably name it Lance Armstrong. I think that's fitting.
The whole minute has gone by, no chickens. And we are
so something
are.
interesting here is this race was chock full of some strong competitors. Yet Blake's 91 Dorking still found its way to the podium at third. So you perfection score maxis are punching air right now. I'm sorry about that.
Look at there he is, and he moonswalked back. Didn't even win the race.
Came right back.
21-4-20, 28-second 200-meter dash, and he got sixth.
That was one of the first ones that popped into, and people just like lost their mind. I get it. We can laugh about it now because we just know that's not what it's going to look like in the long term. But I just love it. These will all be fun memes and memories to look back on. And I like we were saying before, they have a lot of the stability issues down as far as getting the races up and rolling. And now we're going to be able to see them start to fine tune this data.
Yeah, that was a stacked race. 2 100s, 2 98s, 2 95s.
Yeah, for all the people in the early going who were worried that there weren't going to be a lot of big birds being raced early, there's been a lot of good birds that have been raced very quickly. So there hasn't been too many where we see, just a bunch of 92s, 93s, and Dorkings. Like, people are racing their good birds, and it's interesting to see how it's panning out so far. Just excited.
Yeah. All different kinds too. So that's good for the data. We need people to run different kinds of birds.
Yeah,
run your robots.
I think that's the last race I'm going to show because I can't do
Womp
that.
womp.
Womp, womp, womp.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, Sarama's starting to get some respect. There was actually 8 races that were ran by the devs that got deleted. I guess they were test races. They were only the ones that had 8 total chickens, and in those races, Sarama's actually did really well. They went from a couple finished first and second. If there was a Sarama in the race, at least one of them was on the podium every single time.
Careful now, you're going to cause a cock talk bump.
Sarama's to the moon.
It's just that people were freaking out about like Sarama doesn't matter, and it's like, just don't let yourself get too freaked out about any of this yet, because that data all got deleted. No one even saw that data anymore. So just take your time. We're going to need at least 1,000 of these races probably to even begin to think that we have a decent idea. So
in our 30 race sample size, it looks like every heritage is in the high 30s, low 40s percentage for showing. So for getting on the podiums, they're all pretty similar right now. We don't have enough data for anyone to have begun to sort of separate themselves out from the herd. And I think nobody has the time right now to enter the right bird in the right race, even if they think they have a data edge. It's just click as fast as I can to get into that race. Otherwise it's gone. Got to get in there before Australia wakes up.
Pamp it. That's right, Crypto King. Pamp it.
Yeah, this is where I can absolutely see the argument to make sure that this data that we're all compiling right now is just, doesn't need to be hidden. It doesn't need to be to the point where we can't look at this data and still do something with it, but just be careful with it. We know that this is the algorithm, but it's also just the beginning.
I think it's going to be really nuanced too. I don't think it's going to be just as easy as saying a certain heritage is good at a certain thing, or I think every bird is going to have its own little mixture and going to be good at a certain thing or really bad at a certain thing. And it's about pairing it up with who else is in that race,
and
the data is going to be hard to share though, until we get some bigger sites that are able to share it. And
they're coming.
able to parse it out a lot better.
They're coming.
They're coming.
Dude, I have 4 different spreadsheets to compile my stuff, so nobody wants to see that.
I got this piece of paper that I drew a bunch of stuff on.
Oh,
I got a piece of paper I scribbled on.
I can tell you,
Censoring my paper.
As
There we go. I got paper. I
boomer and
scribbled on.
old as I am, I do not have
Who
a
writes
pen
on
and
paper
pencil.
still?
Yeah. What is this paper you speak of?
Quit killing trees.
It's not. It doesn't come from trees. It's bamboo.
It's bamboo
I
paper.
buy bamboo paper now.
It's his kids' pictures that they've been painting or drawing.
Yeah, I'm
on.
just
He
drawing on
flipped it
the.
over.
Yeah, I'm just drawing on the back of all of it. Yeah.
That's the art that was on the fridge.
Yeah.
Fledge, just glad you stopped by, bud. Yeah, we didn't get started near at all on time. So you're just in time. Yeah, so we're not going to show any more races because that was terrible, and that's on me.
Disaster.
I'll figure that out. Grind on
But
that.
hey, since we didn't show it, Tyler, go ahead and tell us how your race went.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, U-shaped. That one was actually pretty boring all in all because that was another one where the Sarama just ran out front and held it, and then at the end of as always things kind of came down to the wire. But I actually thought the Happy Birthday was going to take another win, and everyone in that race finished within I think it was 1.2 seconds. Like it was all like right on top of each other. But Happy Birthday ended up 8th, so I have a 1st and an 8th under my belt, so I will take that for the starters. We will see.
Happy birthday is also
Is that your
the
only 2
official-
races? I thought you got her into 3.
No, I actually the other one I got in because I just missed clicks. I didn't want to race this one yet. Was the Coop Collective bird, the lizard eye, which was a 92 Dorking, which went into a stacked race and it ended up in 6th place. So
Oh, we had a bird run.
I guess.
Coop Collective
Oh, I
logo.
didn't know that.
in
The
the
logo
mix.
bird.
the logo
That-
bird ran and got 6th. Not
Oh,
a great
lizard eye.
debut.
There will be a
know
new
that.
logo.
New logo, yeah.
Down to the 10 deep.
See you later.
Hey,
That one's gone.
you get the tinfoil music for me?
The tinfoil
'cause
music.
I actually don't know if the times have any meaning. I think the times are almost like the videos playing out.
I feel like Blake just joined me on the dark side. I
Are you?
No,
Oh,
You
I-
feel that too,
I-
Dave?
Yeah.
think the only thing that matters is the finishing order. Everything else is part
Yeah.
of the experience of how
I'm
you
kind
get
of
there.
with. I'm starting to feel with Dave.
I can't imagine they're going to change much at this point to make it any different. And I was hopeful, but the more I think about it too, the theory I was throwing out there as far as it actually computating in real time, that's, again, doable, but that's a lot. And if that's the case, if they're computating in real time, then I'm really worried about the way it's looking. So I do think that I'm on Dave's side now that it's back to, it's back to
I think those
just a
times are
representation of the
spit
data.
out too
Yeah.
pre-race. I think that we just don't see it until it's finished, and then. But yeah, I think those times are already computed pre-race.
Yeah, and maybe if you knew how to look at the code on the page of the race, you might be able to confirm that.
Oh, is that what is this?
The split times are already showing underneath the race
I
video.
know those are, but is that pre-race?
As soon as you load that page, it's already in there
Okay,
because the race has already happened.
it has. So as soon
It
as
is
they're
not live.
entered, it's happened instantly.
Yeah, it looks like it runs kind of during the countdown, and when it hits 0, the race video is rendered and ready for you to enjoy as a viewer. But the results are already there if you wanted to spoil it without watching the video.
So the
No.
real question becomes: is what are the computations to get that race total?
Well,
Right,
and
and that's
Fledge
what-
just brings up a point of when talents affect birds around them,
Right.
and some kind of middle point computation is necessary. No, and
Yeah,
Yeah,
because if it just spits out a random winner out of the 8 birds, then that kind of makes it sound like not to spread any misinfo or fear, but it just kind of sounds like the talents really don't matter much.
No, well, I think here, and again, I think we're seeing first run races here. Maybe they're doing these computations off the full race, and they're going to start to scale them down to where you start to do them by the quarter. And that may in turn also bring these birds a little closer together, right?
right,
But then you throw in the talent element, and maybe talents are already baked in. We just don't see them. That's a possibility as well. You know, some of these weird things these birds are doing is this the talents that are being hit? You know, that we're just not seeing the visual.
Well, no, I don't think anything's being done. I think there's actually some confirmation on that.
It's not in the math right now.
So they're going to have to add that in to the math.
And I think in the end, it's still just going to be because like when the data gets put in and you're in lane 5, and if it comes out that like, okay, this time the algorithm worked out where the bird in lane 5 is going to have their talent go off, then from that point, it's going to then be like, okay, well, this talent, if it's Anvil is going to assumingly hit one bird and take that bird back, which could help everybody. I mean, that's an interesting one just in general of how that one's going to affect people in general. That Anvil will land on one bird, and it will then calculate that Anvil will hurt the bird in lane 6 or whichever one that it does. We don't know how that's going to be done yet. And that bird then gets, knocked back in the algorithmic rankings. So and if it's something else, or it's next to them, or, when the world procession comes and maybe both lanes get affected. So I think in the end, it's still just a math equation.
Will you be able to see that though, Dave, on that back end data that you were looking at? When the talents are deployed, in theory, you should be able to see that, right? If it's all part of the race and it happens once the race is formed, it spits out times.
You might not have to, because like the talent would impact. So let's just go jetpack.
You think just the talent would impact the overall time?
Yeah. So my jetpack goes off. So my time through that quarter of the race or whatever is 3 lower. Seconds. And if I singe the 2 birds next to me, their times through that quarter of the race is higher, and it would just show. So
there's going to have to be some plus and minuses to the talents that go off.
There needs to be like beautiful mind level math going on here that goes somewhere way up over my head, but the computer knows kind of how to do it. And we would just see the visual rendering of all of those 1s and 0s running in a crazy math formula.
Yeah, that is a big part of this that just, I've driven it home a few times when I saw some people bring up, worries about, shouldn't they be doing this coding faster? Shouldn't they be fixing this faster? The amount of math, the amount of breakdown and the coding that's going into this one, it's a hell of an undertaking. And I can't imagine that they didn't already have an idea about how to make this work before they got started. This isn't being on the fly. A lot of the things that's holding back the talents is just the fact that, they're still animating them, which takes a lot in and of itself. Video games typically take a year to make, and sometimes longer to test out after that. So, this is the fact that we're here in 4 months is pretty cool. And where we're going to go to next, it's a deep algorithm. It takes time. There's going to be trial and error. We're going to have frustrating moments. And, hopefully everyone's just a little patient, understanding, and they're going to continue to be transparent, which is probably the best part of it all.
And that's why, for even those that are keeping the data, man, this is a big undertaking there as well, because this is continuously rolling. As they continue to add in new elements, all of our data that we previously had is now out the window, and that doesn't even account for the algorithms and the mathematics that are going to go into breeding as well, right? We're just on racing. So
yeah, it's even important, like when you're looking at data at this stage, to keep in mind that we're in a beta.
Yeah.
And if a couple thousand races in, they're like, this isn't performing as intended, they're within their rights to tweak things. Like,
would you add that new data to your existing data, or would you scrap the old data and start new data?
I think it's just that just comes down to, what we actually find ourselves looking at. Because if you're looking at a situation where it's like, okay, we can make a pretty simple change here and keep moving forward and just build on top of it, that's fine. But if not, then I think that's hopefully what the large part of what they're trying to do now is just make sure that whatever they're going to encounter later down the road, they don't find it to a point where it's like, oh, wow, we've pinned ourselves into a corner and we don't know how to build on top of this. So you keep that foundation as strong as possible, then that really just comes down to what
talent data is actually going to be pretty hard to track unless you're watching the races live. Because one interesting stat would be to see what talents get deployed at what rate. But the only way you're going to see that is if you literally watch the races live, because none of the results page is going to say, oh, this X bird's talent went off. I wouldn't imagine.
Possible they could include it in the API, that in the race results page, it could say
Talent
deployed, yes or no, but you wouldn't necessarily then have the greatest understanding of what the impact of that talent was, because then you've got to run it through other filters. Like
that's a different
what
set of
lane
statistics.
were they in? What position were they in when their talent deployed? Like, it's just,
I think that's just a whole different, another piece of the statistics that you'd want to have. But it would be interesting to find, as we've kind of theorized, does black hole in that, do those only go off at a lot lower percent than, say, the less or the more common ones, if that makes sense?
Yeah, and well, we just saw here Bob Witt brought up that, you know, this might be high time for us to eventually get a dev on the show and talk to us a little bit. And believe me, that's in the works. We do want to have that happen at some point.
They've got to get this game running.
But I would also just, you know, temper your expectations. This isn't just us covering. It's just the idea that they've said to us over and over again, they want us to play to figure it out. And the less they give us, the easier it will be for them to make this work properly without us being able to figure anything out. Yeah, we're here to try to figure out whatever we can for you guys. And, you know, we're going to be working that through, and, you know, we're just guessing and having fun at this point. But, you know, even when they come on, especially if Deli comes on with Apex, which I think that was the idea, it's going to be hard to get much out, because I know Deli's going to keep that close to the vest, because that's what he does, you know. But still,
and here's
stop. No, don't say that.
Even if they think that we're onto something, all they have to do is throw in one little more thing, and it changes everything. So it's not going to be hard for them to keep us on our toes. You know what I mean? We might figure it out in spurts.
Oh,
go ahead.
My turn now.
Josh is still here. Hey, buddy.
What do you have to say, Josh?
I've been.
All right, enough of that. So moving on.
All right.
Go ahead.
Have a good night. Bye.
Go ahead, buddy.
No, I was just thinking about this. The talents and the races and the randomization of the winners. And the results of the race are determined before you see the race actually happen. And so does the talent get picked before the winner of the race, then, I'd have to assume? Yep. And then the lanes would have to get picked, talent would have to get picked, then the winner of the race would have to get picked, and then
instantly
everything would get,
yeah.
So I was just trying to think that process through in my head.
It's just instant. It just spits it all out.
Well, I understand how code works, Blake. It's that's not what I'm trying to say. It's
they have computers where Josh is from.
I'm just trying.
They're just not very fast.
No,
they're frozen. Literally, it's cold there. They're.
Well, I guess what I'm trying to say is that, you know, you guys have always, or Dave specifically has always said, if it's a coding nightmare, then you can throw it out the window. But how? Like the talent gets determined, and then that would have how, you know, that seems like a lot that would go into spitting out an algorithm of which birds are going to do what in the race, and which birds are close enough to the talent going off to where it's affecting it, and it's lighting feathers on fire, or like in Dig or Royal Procession or something, where it's going to get block chickens in other lanes for something, or fan group was the one that I think does that.
Yeah.
It's
especially if
just
we have
curious.
Especially if we throw in the idea that, you know, some of these traits could counteract some talents. We don't know that yet. There's some speculation there as well. So, yeah, it's a I just want to touch on something here. Sambo said, Mr. Pete had a theory that every X amount of meters a chook runs, it hits. That was one I brought up before, but with only one or two talents happening per race, then we have an issue there. That, you know, obviously if that 200 meters hits, then not every black hole can go off every time that pops up. So,
and it would have to be unique to your chicken or something, because you wouldn't want people figuring out the timing of their black hole and then
that too,
jumping into the highest stakes race possible, because the odds are pretty good if your black hole goes off, you're winning.
I think it's more going to be like a slot machine pool. It's going to be a randomization type.
Because the kind of what my brain was doing was, you know, so the winner of the race is determined, and then, you know, if a talent goes off, that bird still win the race if it's affected by the talent, right? Say it's out in front and an anvil hits it, or a blue egg gets it, or gets sucked into a black hole. Is there a possibility that bird still wins if it was in the lead, right? Or if, you know, I guess it's like
are you
trying
saying,
to process all that.
Are you saying could a bird win that got impacted by a talent?
Right.
Yeah. I think so. I don't know how often, kind of like the wire to wire situation.
Mhm.
It should happen occasionally, but it shouldn't happen a lot, and it should never happen.
I would make the assumption as well that if, you know, an ultra rare, if royal procession or black hole hits one, well, that's the tricky thing is like royal procession seemingly will make you go faster, I'm thinking, and black hole affects others. And that's where you run into that whole idea again of like Cooper makes you go faster, but anvil hits somebody else. So it's like it's actually a bit weird to actually
There's
decide.
pluses and minuses that are going to be. So each talent is going to have pluses and minuses, both maybe to your bird, lane 5, lane 3. I think it's going to spit out these pluses and minuses different, you know. But yeah, the talents are a whole new wrinkle. But if you have a bird that runs really far out ahead, it gets hit by black hole. Now all the other birds catch up, right? The problem is the visuals with that too. I don't want to miss the black hole because they've changed the camera angle to where we're watching the pack now. You see how this can?
Yeah, that's why I'm still thinking it might be cutscenes and whatnot that they brought up before. Like we did see cutscene teasers with the idea with the chickens are actually you know, crowing, and then we see an issue, you know, some kind of extra thing pop up. So
yeah, but that's part of, you got to get as many of the birds on the screen as much of the race, because I don't want my CK-47 going off and I didn't even get to see it.
They're working on it.
Yeah.
So
this is a part of the problem though, because what if your 3 birds or 2 birds are ahead? They're the ones that are talents gone off, and now they're focused in on that middle pack. Why they got to have, like you say, a split screen or a window
cutscene or something. Yeah,
cutscenes. Yeah.
So Fledge, I still think that the cosmetics and stuff like that could still potentially, you know, could still play a factor in that. It's just in the algorithm of the bird entering into the race. You know, say it's just got just a little bit better of a chance to do better. You know what I mean? Again, like the Madden rating that we keep alluding to, it's just a little bit better
the last
in terms
thing
of
they
a
dropped
department than another bird.
They dropped the nose ring recently, and they were like,
that felt targeted.
It's like these guys are coming for us now. They're just messing with us because that one flat out said that the birds with the nose ring seems to think they run faster because of it, but it's not actually true. And it's like,
we've seen that on another one before too, though, didn't we?
They just keep throwing us off scents now. So I think we really just, you know, need to take all of those little cartoon pieces and just be like, okay, they're marketing tools, they're hype videos, they're little pieces here. You know, don't go too crazy.
The gold comb.
They said
right.
Well, they said though some may have some meaning, some may not. They said this early on, right? I know they're going to throw some that are out there that are trying to throw us off our game. It's, of course, I would.
Just like that tie-dye chicken tease.
I want it.
Oh no,
give me it now.
That was a misdirection.
They'll never give you that, Josh.
What color do you want? Now, what do you guys think that's mean? Are we going to see blended colors?
Want all the colors.
Is it like the color wheel and how you mix them?
I think like they've talked about other things, like even talents possibly expanding as you go down generations. I'd love like if color combos could start to, you know, blend a little bit and you'd get a few different possible outcomes.
After a while, you got to church it up when there's 100,000, 300,000 birds out there, right?
Yeah. I really think
the value of the spices that are going to have these OG original colors is going to go up too.
I know they did too, Sambo.
Yeah. Well, you know,
they're messing with me.
Fledge brings up, like, you know, he thinks people are going to get wrecked that are buying cosmetics right now, if just for cosmetics sake. Now, it's kind of a dual thing there, because we have kind of seen with other games like any game like a Fortnite style or anything where you just buy new skins or you can make your bird look better. I mean, it's crazy that people will just pay for that, but they will. And I need to look that way. It's going to be really interesting when the airdrops hit and you see how much people will pay just to get the airdrop they want on their bird just because they want it to look cool.
I think that's different. Those are two different types. But I have a hard time calling the fangs cosmetics though myself.
Well, right. And I still think in the end that the rarity of these and the fact that they have made them what they are, it still does not make a lot of sense to me that they would be non-existent in the game, that they're would just be there
in OpenSea.
Right.
They're not going to have to create a different OpenSea account for these like they are the other cosmetics. We're going to see a different Chicken Derby cosmetic account, right?
Mm-hmm.
These cosmetics that you can search have some meaning. Now, they may not have meaning right now with the current stage of beta racing that we're in. They might at the end of beta, or maybe it's not until breeding. We don't know. But I think they have meaning.
I agree.
Yeah.
But
it's tricky too, because Fledge said fangs by definition of the game are cosmetics, but we're also getting a cosmetic drop that they told us those ones won't have an effect. Those will just be
those will just be wearables.
Layers. Those are wearables. So maybe that's where you need to just flat out make it like wearables and cosmetics, and then keep those two things separate. That way we're not stumbling all over it, because that is that is kind of the crux of that, is that we think that the cosmetics that are built into the search on the birds that we have right now
those are
have
traits,
a possibility.
Though.
Yeah,
right.
That's the way I see them. I see them as traits.
Fair,
I think they are traits, and they have a certain thing that they do to the bird. It's a trait. I don't think it. Yes, it has a certain look to it, right? Eye patch, but
and we could always be wrong.
Translate into performance, in my opinion. You've got traits.
Sure.
Every player on a basketball court has certain traits that translate into how their talent translates onto the field, onto the court or the field or the track. You know what I mean?
Dennis Rodman's hair was not a trait; it was a cosmetic. It did
perfect.
It may have freaked out
didn't give him
that hair made him better.
You're right.
I'm
wrong.
That guy could jump out of the gym, and it was all about the hair dye and the tats.
Now, what about the name change, Meta World Peace? How does that count? Is that a trait or a cosmetic?
That's just a poorly named bird.
Blake's not even talking about Dennis Rodman.
Awareness, Blake. How insensitive.
Ron Artest, Dennis Rodman, they're like two peas in a pod.
Yeah.
Just different generations.
No.
Oh, that's disrespectful to Dennis Rodman.
That is Dennis Rodman slander, and I will not stand for it.
Ron Artest is good, though. It's a good player. I'm not going to crush him, but Dennis is Dennis. Got a Bulls truther here, 90s Bulls truther. I know it.
Who, me?
Yeah. No, Dave. No.
I was a huge.
So Fledge is saying
Bulls
in the chat that go to the game tutorial, click the cosmetic tab. Fledge
is just arguing semantics.
I get what he's saying, but again, the cosmetics that they're going to drop.
Say that after or before I said that, or after.
Yeah, that's why I just think they need. If we just keep one as wearables, then and the cosmetic traits, like I think that keeps it just kind of separated.
I think
the wearables that are coming. Yeah.
Then the conversation we're having is trying to determine, are these going to have any impact to your bird? Right. We're pretty sure that the ones they're going to send us, in fact, we know for sure. I think they confirm the ones they're going to send us are not going to. But if they're going to confirm one, they didn't confirm that same thing for the other. They just, you see what I'm saying?
As Deli would say, you'll have to race to find out.
Right. Which means they mean something. Otherwise, they didn't say that to the ones they're going to send. They didn't say, hey, we're going to send you these hats, but you're going to have to race them to find out if they have any meaning.
Yeah.
If not, that's the greatest troll job in the universe.
Right? And in the end, I don't think they're really trying to troll us too much aside from just these little things they've thrown out there. So,
but really, if he was keeping it even keel, he would have said that same thing.
Yeah.
It's fair.
Yes, Juliana, they are working on getting the multiple entry into races figured out.
Yeah, we talked about that a little bit earlier. It's definitely a bummer that some people decided they were just going to kind of take advantage of that. It's just the way it is. Some people are going to be a little bit.
It is your prerogative.
Let me give a little defense of that.
People going to do.
If he doesn't do it now, then if somebody tried to do that later on, now it's a bug that cropped up. At least now that they've got it out of the way, right? I'd rather him do it in these first 20 races than do it down the road.
To be that guy, the devs actually noted that it was turned off for these races. Like there is a comment where they said the 2 per coop limit was not in effect right now.
Yeah.
So they already knew it was there. So he did.
I just figured that
he did not
it
find
would be
anyone a
solo
bug.
only though.
But yeah, it wasn't altruistic in any way. It was just, wanting someone that saw an exploit and took it. And that is what it is. We're going to have some people that do that. But in the end, like I really do feel that the more different accounts and different wallets they get into this game early on is going to matter. So yeah, when it's like after I got in a race, I was like, all right, I'm done. I'll stop for now. And that's just the way my mentality is. And, we'll see how it goes moving forward. But
yeah, and whether we make it or not in the long run is not going to have anything to do with who got into the first 30 races or anything. And nobody's going to remember any of these races. A year from now, people might remember that I lost the first race and Tyler lost the first race.
Remember.
But most races will have been long forgotten. And hopefully we're not that far away from, that 10 races at a time becoming, 50 race sessions.
It's going to be hard to keep up. For sure.
Now, Nick LMAO said, what if they release wearables that do have an effect on the race, but sell them with a token that is available? I think the only problem there is then you're kind of borderlining on pay to win. And I don't think they want, even though it's token, you still earn the tokens by way of doing something in the game. And, I don't know if they want to create pay to win kind of situations. I kind of get it. Like I kind of see the fun in that. And maybe there will be races or mini games that you can pay to win, and there will be other things. But in the end, to keep things as, even and random, and when new people come in to make sure they don't get just absolutely nerfed. I know they want to try to stay away from the concept of pay to win.
Yeah. So when we get fashion shows in our metaverse, then maybe, the person who can buy the best cosmetics.
Sure. Yeah.
My naked tie-dye chicken's going to win them all.
Tie-dye and tinfoil.
Yeah, Danny's
how many generations down?
There you go.
Yeah, Danny said flat out, I don't like the look of the wearables. I like the naked chicken better. You know what? Some of these chickens look great. You don't need anything on
Sell
them.
your wearables.
Sell them, yeah, sell them.
You can just drop them into Blake's wallet. He'll give you the address.
Yeah.
Oh, Mr. Pete will be there to take them for you if you need.
How many generations down
Pete's
do you
always
think?
Lurking.
Josh, how many generations down before you get your tie-dye? You think he's a bland?
Imagine a bland tie-dye.
I think it's crispy.
That'd be perfect though. They give him his tie-dye, but
so
it's
crushed.
like the bare bottom of the barrel.
It's a one
That'd be so
perfection
crushed.
bland.
And you have to breed it with like every single heritage, and that gives you the tie-dye.
By the time you get to the tie-dye, it's just dirt.
It's the worst chicken in the game.
It just sits at the starting line smoking a joint.
He doesn't even have stoner eyes.
Not going anywhere. Yeah.
Nah, man.
His eyes are
It
shut.
pulls up a chair. It just pulls up a chair right there at the starting line, just sits in it.
Sits back with it.
I'm here for the show, man.
Good stuff.
Yeah, so we wanted to show some more races, but I'm going to have to work on that. The video is a little choppy. Unacceptable, in my opinion.
Josh accepts donations.
Almost Christmas.
Yeah.
Josh, you're pathetic.
Hey, I'm sure there's somebody out there that probably has like 5 that builds their own computers that has like 5 extras laying around that they'll just send you one, I'm sure.
Yeah, I've got a
Ungrateful
bunch of
Coops no
stuff
more?
at work. I thought about Frankenstein and just the supercomputer. If I can, see, I don't know if I have enough stuff at the office. to
Burns
make it
down his
work.
house all for chickens.
The
Is the closet big enough for the supercomputer? That's the
No.
question.
He'll be back in the garage.
No.
His whole garage is a computer.
It's cold out
That's
there.
how they were back in Blake's day. Anyhow.
I'm like Tony Stark if I were poor.
So do we have anything else to talk about? Anything at all? I mean, we're hitting an hour here.
Well, the only other thing we want to kind of tease out a little bit as we get a little bit closer is obviously if you haven't joined the Coop Collective Discord, get in there and get going. We're up to, I think, 275 people in there now, which is really cool. We're scaling that out a little bit and hoping that more people will keep coming in as we go. We also have teased out in our roadmap It's a possibility of a few fun things down the road, but something that's not a possibility that we are going to be doing is a little bit of an NFT drop, and that is coming. We said token at first, but then we there was a little bit of misconception about exactly what we wanted there as far as token. It's an NFT drop.
Yep.
It's a membership of sorts. It's a VIP of sorts. Well, we're going to get into that a little bit more detailed and
a vortex
talk about
of
it a little bit
idiots
more.
of sorts.
Yeah, vortex of it.
You can join
pass.
the vortex.
It's like a Coop Collective pass.
Right. That exactly. And
Your passport.
and we're going to be teasing it out a little bit more the closer we get. For those of you that have been around for a while, we'll be we will find a way to make sure you're rewarded for your allegiance and hanging out a little bit. Still working out the details there. Don't worry about that. And
it's
we're
still a lot of details to learn. There's so many more things to how this thing could evolve into. Yeah, we're really excited about it. We're just trying to iron out all the kinks
and we're going to build on it and make it something that kind of evolves and grows a little bit. And yeah, if you want to be a part of what we're doing and be, a locked in. The what? The
Vor
token. Yes.
Pete's redeeming himself a little bit there. Good job.
Yeah. But
I'll make sure you're in the next giveaway.
But to Tyler's point, though, this is kind of pretty much just like our early adopters edition of, you guys were here first. You guys have supported us through this whole journey. A lot of you have been there since the beginning, and we just kind of want to figure out a way that we can give back and in a sense, and we just want to make this whole thing awesome. And once all the races and all the tournaments down the road and all that fun stuff starts to happen, when this game is actually a game, that's when it's going to get real juicy.
Yeah. So buy some birds for some people, tell your friends, tell your families, get them on board, because like we've said before,
is coming.
Well, there's just not even within the game itself. There's just not a lot of time, right? I think that really soon, come beginning of the year.
Oh, Josh handles the art, 100%. Josh handles the art. Yeah.
There's two artistic styles going around Coop Collective pieces. If you can tell the difference between mine and Josh's, then good for you.
Where can we see those differences, Dave? Is there somewhere we could look right now?
I might have done 3 of these logos, but I definitely didn't do 4.
So yeah, keep your eyes out. We are shooting for a bit of a drop early 2022, January. Yeah. So keep yourselves to the ear down to the ground and listen out a little bit. We're gonna make sure everyone understands where it's coming from. We're going with Poly to make it easy and sync up because ETH is a nightmare. When ETH 2.0, never.
No gas.
No gas. Yeah, whole bit. Yeah. So yeah, we're excited about this. We're excited to have people along. We got people DMing us being like, "Hey, I don't want to miss out. Don't worry." We're keeping all of that in the forefront of our minds with this drop here. We want to make sure that anyone who wants to get in here can, and hopefully it doesn't. Hopefully it well, I mean, I'm going to say hopefully it doesn't cause too much of a buzz where if you want one, you can't get one, but that would be great for us. But
it's always secondary.
Yeah. They'll be there. Yeah. So we'll be dropping a little bit more of that as we go, and it's gonna be kind of cool to let this thing slowly roll out.
I think the other really cool thing that we can kind of we know for the most part is that like the price of these things we're gonna kind of try and correspond it with the chicken floor. So whenever this happens, our NFT will not be any more expensive than the bottom barrel floor chicken. So trying to be able to still get anybody and everybody involved and inclusive and and
it doesn't mean you can list one for 0.001 and then we have to abide by that. Disclaimer. No. I don't trust you people.
We're not going to tell you when we're going to check the floor.
Yes, that's not how this will work.
We're doing retroactively back to Cuppy days.
Down to the point.
0.0.
Snapshot has already been taken.
But yes, so that is the NFT that we'll be going, a little bit of tidbits here and there, and you can be rest assured we'll be getting more info out as we get it put together. We just want, like I said, to make sure it's, perfect and it's something that can represent the brand well, right?
Josh is like, it must be perfect. Everything must be perfect. Otherwise, it's a direct representation of my failure.
It's wrong.
Josh is not high strung. It's okay.
Not at all.
This doesn't haunt him all week.
And if it sells out, maybe Josh can buy a new computer.
Hey,
There we go.
Nope, just dumps it right back into chicken.
And he names his chicken new computer.
Hey,
I
did
bought
get
a new computer, guys.
This is 100 Serrano.
Yeah, meet my Sorama. It's my new computer.
That's a
Can't see it
brilliant
run,
idea,
but man,
dude.
it can run.
Yeah. It only runs like
So yeah, make sure you like and subscribe to the show if you're hanging out with us still. Check out coopcollectiveracing. Still working on getting that retooled a little bit and up to speed. We'll be coming at you once racing is a little more fluent with some Coop Collective or Twitch racing at Coop Collective Racing. Yeah.
And check out ABC one more time. You got 5 hours before more giveaways. So, giveaway birds, everyone
Aussie
loves
bred
them.
Chickens.
Yep, they're doing that right now. So hop over there, AussieBreadChickens.com, get in there, get signed up, get yourself in there. No one dislikes free chickens. And if you do, you're in the wrong place.
this is the wrong show if you dislike free chickens.
I love it. We've got the Coop Collective fired up, and then the White Beat Gang fired up, and now we got Aussie Bred Chickens coming in hot. And
oh, by the way, if you're if you are in White Beat Gang, our friend of the podcast Hunt popped in and just said "Wen Dao" when he in the White Beat Gang Discord, and Daniel gave him an answer. It wasn't just an answer. It was like he was waiting for him to say "Wen Dao," and then he got punched in the face. He got Mike Tyson in the face with an answer. It is a real answer. So they're doing some serious due diligence over there, which is cool. And yeah, we're just really happy that we are kind of building this thing out and creating this little core that can just represent this whole place and harbor in all the positivity and knowledge and camaraderie that we're hoping for out of this community. So very cool, very happy to have you guys along the way. And as always, you got something to offer and you want to talk to us about it, we're always there in the Coop Collective Discord, wide open. Come on in, talk to us. Let's collaborate. Let's do some stuff together.
Even though our DMs are closed now.
Yes, DMs are going to be closed.
No more getting scammed.
Too close for comfort. But yeah, there's all sorts of channels in the Coop Collective Discord, and yeah, you can find a link probably at the bottom of this video in the comments section, or if you ask anybody, if you find yourself in the Chicken Derby Chicken Coop chat, you can always just hit anybody up. I'm sure someone's got it. But yeah, hit up coopcollective.io. Check out the Coop Collective Discord. I am at Grateful Coops in the chat. I've got Wada Wada Racing on my left. I've got MBF Express up on the top left, and at Pecking Order Racing above me. We are the Coop Collective, and thanks for stopping by this week, everybody. We will see you next week.
See ya.
Bye.
Scamming.
Crazy Jay. Oh, I'm here, guys. It's over.